My name is May Hong. I am the speaking voice of Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters, and this is Moana Nui podcast. Signing off. Happy fans. Do it with me. Happy fans. Happy Hon.
Good evening and welcome to our, what month is this, guys? Is this May?
Mm-hmm.
May? Okay, just checking. Our May monthly series of Moana Nui After Dark presents Whatcha Watchin. Unfortunately, this evening we are operating at 50%, but we will try to give you 150% entertainment this evening. Full of shenanigans. Full of shenanigans. The ladies unfortunately could not make it with us this evening. Still holding out hope that one or two of them may hop on as we progress throughout the show. But fellas, first and foremost, how are you all doing? How have you been since we last convened?
Been good. Getting some, the summer starting, so getting outdoors. Me and the fiance have been going to the driving range, and that's been pretty cool. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Mouse?
I've actually been okay. Had a couple of minor issues that popped up, but again, they're minor, nothing severe, nothing to worry about, but not too bad.
Cool. And I am still trying to recover from being a zombie because the last 2 weeks have been hell on my body. 3 conventions, almost 50 interviews, so many steps I refuse to count. But trust me, it was all good fun. Be on the lookout for interviews coming from DreamHack, Ranger Stop and Pop, and MomoCon, which was this past weekend on our YouTube channel here at Moana Nui Podcast. Some great stuff that we got. And we are, let's put it this way, I was ecstatic to conduct all the interviews that I did. So there was definitely some great stuff. But yeah, be on the lookout for those. And if you're a Power Rangers fan, definitely be on the lookout for those Power Ranger interviews. I believe I did about 8 or so of those at the convention. Yeah, the former Rangers are great. But yeah, just stay tuned. Those will be dropping soon.
Nice.
Can't give you an exact date, but soon is all I got right now. As always, as we do these things where we recap what we've seen over the course of the month via TV, movies, streaming platforms, this is your first, last, and only warning. Things will be spoiled to some extent. I will say to some extent, because some shows have either recently ended, some things have recently come out over the weekend, so we don't want to completely spoil it. But if it was something that came out in the beginning of the month, like Star Wars Day, it's getting spoiled. It's definitely getting spoiled. All right. Who wants to start off with something that they caught recently?
I most recently saw The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Okay.
The only disappointment I have in the movie is I was hoping to see Grogu finally maybe cut loose with his Jedi powers.
He's still a baby, though.
I know, but he's been off training for a while. And that's the other thing. I don't think we know how long he was with Luke training.
Right.
We don't know that.
You don't know that. It could have been a couple years. It could have been a couple months. Who knows?
Could have been a couple of days.
Yeah, it could have been a couple of days. But I'm like, and don't
Felt
get
like
me
a couple
wrong,
of weeks.
we do see him have his Force moments.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was just hoping for a little bit more. Because especially with him being the same species that Yoda is, and as powerful of a Force wielder that Yoda is, it's always, at least the things that I've read, it's been rumored that Yoda's species has an attunement with the Force that other species don't have. So no, I'm not expecting him to be as powerful as Yoda. Obviously, there's a whole lot of training difference, but I was just expecting a little bit more than, you know, him doing a force push and a lift and stuff like that. That's all.
Fair enough. I could see wanting more, but again,
He's
still
a
a baby.
Yeah.
And again, we saw that he's still going through training because there is one scene in the film where we actually see him meditating.
Yeah.
So his training, remember, his training's not complete.
This is true.
I mean, it literally was like, if we're like grading K through 8, he's still in pre-K.
Yeah.
I mean, so I get what you're wanting to see after all this time has passed, but he doesn't have a Jedi to train him. He like Luke, he left his training early.
The other thing I thought was really cool was I love the little baby armor that they had for him.
Yes.
Which I thought that was just adorable. And there's a part of me that says one of the problems, in my opinion, that the Star Wars franchise as a whole has is they refuse, excuse me, they refuse to get away from the Skywalker era of Star Wars. Because think about it. We think even the most recent films, what's the very last thing that said at the end of episode 9? I'm Rey Skywalker. They have not gotten away from the Skywalker franchise yet.
I think they will with the next trilogy, though.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, I think they've already started, because it's like you gotta think like was it Rogue One? And then the show.
Hold on. Let's look at Rogue One.
Okay.
What happens in Rogue One?
Yeah, you're right.
What happens in Rogue One?
Everybody dies. What's the problem?
And who kills a lot of the people in Rogue One?
Darth Vader.
No, the Death Star.
But one of the most iconic scenes is with Darth Vader, though.
I mean, but the Death Star took out the whole planet at the end that everybody was on, trying to, get its plans out.
And again, don't get me wrong, it was a great movie. To me, it's one of the best Star Wars movies ever.
Yeah.
But it's still in the Skywalker era of Star Wars.
I mean,
to me, you've either got to go so far back that you've got like hundreds of Sith, or you've got to go so far forward that Grogu is like 300 years old.
What I was gonna say, Andor is pretty good.
It is, but when does Andor take place?
True.
Between episodes 3 and 4.
In the sky. So
it's the background, but it's not Skywalker centric.
True, but one of the things that to me, it's the same issue that Star Trek has. You're confined to existing canon as long as you exist within that time frame. That was one of the things that I loved the most about Discovery, was they were so far in the future, they didn't have any canon that they had to pay attention to. I need Star Wars to do the same thing. The next set of movies, in my opinion, if they really want to get new fans involved, you've got to stop catering to fans who are our age, because we're the old guys who we're going to spend our money on Star Wars. That's a given. They've got to get these, say 15 to 30-year-olds spending money on Star Wars.
I mean, that's who they're catering to, though. The problem is you have that demographic of 20 to early 30s who rage on social media about stuff they don't like. And the studios, unfortunately, listen because and I'm digging back here to last month when I went to Stellar Fest, there were a number of panels about Star Wars in general. Matter of fact, they had a whole room with nothing but Star Wars panels happen all weekend. And one of the things that was said in almost every panel I sat in on in that Star Wars room happened to deal with what's it called? The one that everyone hated because the twins.
Wait, this was a Star Wars movie?
This is a show. No, the show on Disney Plus. The
Acolyte.
The Acolyte. Thank you.
Yeah.
So a number of people in that room were like, yeah, you want stuff like the Acolyte, but when they give you stuff like the Acolyte, you turn into a raging idiot and a racist at the same time, or sexist, and complain about it, only for the masses, for like the vocal minority to dwarf the silent majority. And then when members of the silent majority actually do take it upon themselves to look at it, realize, oh, this is pretty damn good. Well, you didn't shut up the vocal minority.
Fair.
And that was a recurring theme all weekend. So I'm like, we can get new stuff. The problem is, who are they catering to?
Right.
Because you've got influencers and people they pay to make, who are putting out content, reviewing stuff for all these different IP that are out there. But if they trash and crap on it from day one and their followers listen, then they're going to be like, oh, well, we can't make this again because this one person has several thousand followers who are influenced by their opinion. And this person has another several thousand followers who are influenced by their opinion. And because they have a loud voice to pretty much say, this isn't good, this isn't Star Wars, I don't know what the hell this is. And those people tend to, unfortunately, listen instead of forming their own opinion. Because admittedly, we all agree The Acolyte was a damn good series.
Absolutely.
And we should have gotten more. But racists and sexists online tend to open their mouths and rage.
Now, so let me ask you this. How much of it do you think, or do you think any of it would be different if, say, let's say the next Star Wars, let's say episode 10 happens a couple hundred years into the future. Grogu is, we'll say a teenager by then.
Mature enough to basically be walking and talking, at
right.
least.
And you've got now based on what we see in the movie, he's got an ally in I forget the name of Jabba the Hutt's son, but he now has a Hutt as his ally.
Oh gosh, what's it?
Yeah. Who the Hutts are known across the galaxy as, gangsters you don't cross. The end of this film, at least in my opinion, you've got two characters.
Rada,
thank you. You've got two characters who can live to be 1,000 years old. So your next film can legitimately be a couple hundred years into the future, where you develop a whole new canon where you're not bound to anything except for the Force has good users and bad users.
And this is why I like animation. But a lot of these problems don't exist. Yes, occasionally they will focus on specific characters. We'll get to Maul shortly, but there is a lot of things that animation is allowed to play with that I think people at the top making decisions either don't care about or not too heavily invested in. So
since you brought up animation, do you think the Acolyte would have gotten a different response had it been animated and not live action?
Yes, because the other thing with that is not a lot of people would have watched it.
Really, you think?
So you even though there are more people now, so look at now as opposed to say 40 years ago. 40 years ago, no one our age would be purposely watching anything animated.
Fair.
Right? Now we're at the point where if you're looking at the target demographic of 18 to say 35, it's hard to find people in that age range who don't watch animation of some type. Right? So, but it still doesn't dwarf the majority of people when you release something in theaters or a streaming platform that's live action as opposed to animation, because some people still prefer live action. There's still that. Now, granted, there's still more people who watch animation, a lot more significantly, but I don't think that's the majority.
Gotcha.
And it's still a thing of where there's a certain segment of the adult population that feels watching anything animated is juvenile. Doesn't matter what it is, what the IP is. It's like, I've hit a certain age. I've outgrown this. I don't need to watch anymore unless I have kids.
Okay.
So again, animation has always been my preferred medium of storytelling, because I will drop anything to watch anything animated. I mean, between stuff that hits, like if I'm watching something on Netflix, it's because something animated dropped that was so damn dope that I just like, this is at the top of my list. Like the Tomb Raider series, which if you haven't seen, you need to watch both seasons of that. Castlevania, awesome show. You know, I'm gonna eventually get around to Devil May Cry. I've started watching Sakamoto Days. I'm gonna go and watch Ranma 1/2. So we're talking about different forms of animation, but yeah, they're still at the top of my list as far as things I'm going to watch, as opposed to the hundreds of movies and shows I have in my Netflix queue. Animation does provide a more stylistic visual, because if you look at things like Star Wars Visions, Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld, you know, those type shows, you get a little bit more story. Tales of the Sith as well, which leads me into Maul. We can connect those two. And granted, yes, spoiler if you don't know this already, because Maul's ended like 3 weeks ago. Darth Vader shows up at the end.
Yo, Maul was so. To me, Maul is. I want to say Maul is almost an animated version of Andor.
Fair enough.
Okay.
You've got dark and gritty,
Mhm.
and they've got their own self-contained story to tell, and it was so good.
It was a
And
very
that's something
good
else.
story.
Star Wars can be so good when they get down to like it, and again, going back to me, I think this is a good comparison or connector from Maul to Mandalorian and Grogu is when they got to the planet where Rada the Hutt allegedly they thought he was being held for ransom, and
Mhm.
you see just how much more populated that planet is. You see the life, you see the busyness. You go back to some of the other Star Wars films, and there's like, maybe 30 people in the entire movie. Whereas this one had the planet was alive with people.
Well, because unfortunately, a lot of the previous films take place on Tatooine. So
Right.
there, if it's not Cloud City or the home of the Galactic Senate, then it's Tatooine. Those are pretty much the main 3 locations we get throughout all 9 films. One of those 3.
And that's something we got to get away. I think we got to get away from.
I understand, but you're also talking about 2 pieces of IP that take place at drastically different points along the timeline.
Yeah.
Remember, Mandalorian and Grogu take place years after the fall of the Empire in Return of the Jedi, but before episode 9, or maybe in the background of episodes 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
And Maul takes place again in the background or between episodes 3 and 4. Because remember, there's about a 30 or so year, not 30, what is it? Roughly 20 year gap between 3 and 4, because Luke and Leia are born at the end of 3, and they're roughly about 20-ish years old when episode 4 starts.
I'm not. You know what? You're probably right. I'm confusing his real life age with the age in the movie.
Right. Yeah. No, the actor himself was like knocking 30, but no.
Oh, he wasn't even that old.
Excuse me.
No,
Mark
remember
Hamill?
in
Mark
episode
Hamill?
4, Mark Hamill was young. He was early 20s.
Early 20s. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Because they wanted somebody to actually look like a kid.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like a teenager.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
So yeah. But no, Maul was great in that it and again, this is one of those things where it's like it hits a little too real to what's happening outside of what we're watching, because it shows what happens when an authoritative dictatorship slowly but surely takes over your quote normal way of life without you even knowing it.
Which is why that detective didn't want to invite the Empire into the investigation, because he
hell bit. And it wasn't so much that part of it. It was the dynamic of him, his son, and his former wife. Because his ex-wife was Empire. She worked for the Galactic Empire, which is why he didn't want his. Yeah.
Right. I forget.
Remember, because she wanted to send for their son. She wanted the son to come live with her. And he was like, hell no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want him caught up in that nonsense. Like, he knew the Empire was bad. So that whole dynamic of them navigating, and the son caught in the middle because he loves both his parents.
Right.
But dad's always working and mom's not here. and he really doesn't know what Mom does, just that she works for the Empire.
I would love to have a little bit of backstory, maybe 1 or 2 more episodes that kind of dove into that. Just a quick little, here's what happened. We don't need a whole nother series. Because to me, I'm of the opinion that her working for the Empire is what destroyed their marriage. And now my question becomes, what does she do for the Empire? Is she rank and file? Is she a high position in it? Like what does she do?
We'll find out hopefully in season 2 because it has been greenlit.
Nice. I did not know that, but nice.
Season 2 of Maul has been greenlit. So it was official last month. We don't know when we're going to get it. Again, with animation like this of this style is going to take time. So if it's 2-3 years down the road, I will gladly wait.
Well, then again, since who was it that fired a lot of their? No, that was Marvel
Disney.
that fired a lot of their animation.
No, Disney too.
Disney.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't just Marvel; it was Disney as a whole.
Yeah, it was Disney as a whole.
Ah, okay.
Disney as a whole, and it affected every single major IP under them. So, yeah.
Well, like I said, I knew it was Marvel, but I didn't know it was Disney as a whole.
Yep.
Damn.
So yeah, it sucks, but it happened.
Yeah. But you know that the Maul was excellent. The fight scenes. I'm sorry. I've never been a fan of Vader as this amazing swordsman because he's mostly robot. He can't move very well.
Right.
I get it. He's an amazing force user. We know he can see.
But he's constantly using the force as well. Remember that.
Right, but to me, I don't
That's
know.
something people don't consider. He is never not using the force as Vader because one, a lot of the machinery that keeps him together, he's using the force to make it move certain ways.
Yeah.
Right. So we know that like he has no legs from the knees down and he's literally missing one entire arm.
Right.
You know, from the elbow up. So he literally has, as far as like from shoulder to fingertips, he literally only has like one arm, if that.
Right. And as little and maybe that's a something kind of telling about Anakin that he's still kicking ass and he's only like 13% human anymore.
I wouldn't go that far. Maybe by Return of the Jedi he's that, but at this point he's probably more 50-50.
Wait, in Maul?
Yeah, Maul is not that close to episode 4. I think it's closer to episode 3.
But if he's in the suit, he doesn't have. It's barely any flesh left.
Oh no! There's enough. Remember, we saw him how he got put in the suit at the end of episode 3. So, and again, I don't know how many years after episode 3, but remember, we have this like 20-ish year gap to play with. So. It could be 5 years. It could be 10 years. It could be the midpoint. We don't know how close it is to episode 4.
Yeah, it's just every time I see him in a fight scene, and specifically with Maul. Well, then again, the fight scene with Maul, he did take out like components of Maul's robot legs so that he couldn't move as well. But yeah, there's a part of it that's just like, I need y'all to just get away from the Skywalkers. Just get away and let's do something different. And for me, that's always going to be an ongoing criticism of Star Wars until they do it.
Fair enough.
Well, I know they got the what is it? They got a movie coming out in like 2027 with Ryan Gosling. It's like Star Wars Starfighter. It takes place five years after the Rise of Skywalker. So we'll see if they even touch on the Skywalkers at all.
Okay.
But yeah, and I was gonna say one of the latest video games that just came out. It's like it follows a bounty. It's like either a bounty hunter or a space pirate who is. I don't think
she's almost a female Han Solo.
Yeah. I know the game you're talking about. Yes.
So
Star Wars Outlaws. That's the name of it.
Yes,
Outlaws.
Outlaws. So that I mean they're trying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But my thing is like if people don't buy the games, if people don't go to see those movies,
Yep.
then they're gonna keep going to what sells, and that's the Skywalkers. So
Yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws is sitting in my Steam queue, waiting on me to finish a couple other games to get to it.
Kyle, what have you caught recently?
So me and my fiance, we went to go see Is God Is.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I saw that earlier today.
boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
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 A lot of broken
What
eggs in that movie.
Yes, yes. What I love about this movie, so there's a lot that I love about this movie. I love that, as of late, the black, almost like that Tarantino, but good blaxploitation, proper blaxploitation has been taken back.
Yeah.
And our people have been producing really good quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like that, just off the trailer alone, it got me interested in the film. But yeah, like I remember because this initially I think it was a play at first. Was a play, and then they turned it into a either a film or a book and then a film. But yeah, I thought this movie was awesome. I thought like just based from the play, they changed up the characters' looks for the film pretty drastically to make them look closer in look.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I thought the movie was great. I love Sterling K. Brown's character. He was diabolical. Like,
You talk about
man,
rooting for somebody to meet their maker.
Right?
oh my God.
Like the trailer alone made me want to see it. But when I found out that Sterling K. Brown was the villain, that cemented my desire to see this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I do like the cast. Vivica Fox. I mentioned Sterling K. Brown. The dude who played the mute lawyer. I'm blanking on his name, but he's known to be in a lot of stuff. Erica Alexander. In here as well. Like her appearance was a pleasant surprise. Cause I'm like, I know that voice.
Right. Janelle Monáe
Janelle Monáe basically had a cameo in this movie, to be perfectly honest, but it was a good cameo.
The thing though that cracks me up, and I know this is, I hope, and I don't think this is gonna sound bad, but like we see the two protagonists. We know they're twins, but one of them clearly is a decent bit taller than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The fact that the short one is shorter than Janelle Monáe cracks me up. Only because Janelle Monáe, in my opinion, is this tiny little ball of energy. Yeah. And then you've got the main character in this movie as a tinier ball of energy. And I was like, oh, this is just perfect.
Yeah. I did thoroughly enjoy that film earlier today. Great. I'd give it easily 8.5, 9 out of 10. I think worth seeing again, honestly, because I feel like there were things that were. The thing I loved about the film is that they really dug in to the thing with twins being able to understand each other without saying a word. And the fact that they even put a great bit of that dialogue on screen, just basically by looks, of what they were doing. Like they're brushing their teeth and just not even looking at each other, but just.
Right.
and to see the words in their head pop up and the other twin understanding wholeheartedly what's being conveyed in that moment is awesome.
There's a part of me that wonders how different of an effect would it have had if they didn't put the words up and just let them have their silent communication between the two of them. Kind of like how in the last animated Spider-Man film, when they're speaking in Spanish, there's no translation. They're like, if you don't understand what they're saying, too bad.
Right. Nah, I think it's good to put I won't say dialogue, but at least the phrase, because they weren't really speaking.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, it was more like just a whole bunch of one word phrases, random thoughts, if you will, that were just thrown out there, especially when they were trying to figure out how to go about carrying out their mission.
Right.
I use mission loosely.
No, I mean, it was a mission
from God, right?
They were
A mission
on a
from
quest
God.
from God.
A quest from God. This is not the Blues Brothers.
I'm saying, and I didn't even have to say it, and you knew where I was going.
It's not the Blues Brothers.
And we are not twins. One of the things the other thing to me that was kind of interesting was, I love how I can't remember which one the smaller one was that
Racine.
Was
Racine was the smaller one.
It cracks me up how about it she is throughout this whole movie.
Yeah.
And then you get to that scene where the son that's on the motorcycle chasing him, and I think he's got a hammer, and she turns into all this rage and anger now turns into fear. And there's a part of me that's like, well, if you about it, don't run from this dude. Fuck him up.
It's a hammer that he didn't even know how to use for the most part.
That part was hilarious.
About it as she's been in this movie, now she's turned into she's small and afraid. And I didn't like that. I wanted her to stay this big badass who's on a mission from God to kill her father, and she should have fucked up the son, especially when he runs over to the car and starts fucking up the car. No, you're supposed to fuck him up.
McKelty Williamson is the actor who plays the mute lawyer. He did a great job in that role because you basically have no lines, because any part of the movie where he was talking was an old lawyer commercial, or even in the flashback, he's just laughing and really his words are being drowned out by his internal voiceover monologue as far as what happened, as far as him not being able to talk. But the way he leaned, like, you talk about great acting, that sequence when they're in his office and he's got the whiteboard and he's just
When I saw him, I kept thinking, are we going to get any kind of Forrest Gump reference?
Wow.
I was like, come on, we got to get Forrest Gump is his most I think it's his most well-known role. Would you say there's a bigger film he's ever been in?
I'm blanking on his filmography, but he's been in other films.
But anything bigger than Forrest Gump?
Debatable.
Fair. But again, it's just, even if it's just, I don't know, like with the when we first get introduced to him, he's getting beat up by that woman to help him get ready for any time somebody else is coming to try to kick his ass over something. Maybe there could have been a container on the desk where she has some lunch from a Bubble Gump restaurant. Just something maybe in the background to say, you may not recognize who this dude is, but you really do know who he is.
He was in Con Air.
Yeah, I didn't see that. The trailers look like trash to me.
He was
in Waiting came out in 1997. You would have had to seen it then.
I was going to say, one of his more memorable roles is from Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting to Exhale, yeah.
I still don't
think
that's
raggedy bitch.
I still think that's not as big as Forrest Gump.
Again, I said it's debatable. It's debatable.
Fair.
But those two films are pretty damn big.
And he was in Heat. I don't know if you guys saw Heat back in the day.
It's been a minute since I've seen Heat. Like, Heat doesn't stand out.
Okay, fair enough. But still,
I remember him in it.
But no, his character to me was actually he was very. He's one of those actors that he had to act with just his face, because he had no lines, no verbiage, I should say.
Yeah.
But nah, he I would say he killed it in this one, because that whole sequence in his office, I could watch that sequence over and over. Not him getting beat up.
No, so was I the only one that when they get to his office and they hear all the noise. Was I the only one who thought they were in there getting it in?
No, initially that's what I thought too.
Okay.
That was my initial thought as well. And then I was like, okay, now it doesn't sound like that anymore. Like, is he paying someone to whoop his butt? And lo and behold, yes, he was paying a young lady to beat the crap out of him. Yeah. Because he was anticipating somebody to come. Basically, I think he was anticipating any of three people, the twins. He was expecting them, or he was expecting their father to come back. Yeah. Because during his flashback, he was like, "Yeah, he took my tongue, and I expect him at some point to come back and finish the job." Something to that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the only three people he's really expecting to like pretty much end him, and he's ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he actually says like, "Y'all here to kill." Like he recognizes them immediately, obviously. But it's like, y'all here to end me? Like, nah.
To me, the fact that he didn't finish the job with the twins or their mother, to me, that kind of just showed a pattern. He doesn't finish anything. He'll start it, get it to a point, and then just kind of walks away from it.
Yeah. I mean, he left Erica Alexander's character pregnant, and that boy ain't even met him yet and is like diehard devoted.
Right?
Like, you talking about my daddy. I was like, this dude doesn't even know you. Like, of all the kids, you the one he don't know exists.
Right.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I will say, because the one thing that kind of made me was just like, the ending.
I hated the ending.
Now,
I hated the ending.
Now the original play, ends where, you know, Racine is killed via fire, or is killed in fire, caught in fire, with a confrontation with their dad. But the other twin is filled with rage. Anaya is filled with rage and travels back to the mother to kill her.
Wait, and to her own mother?
To her own mother.
Oh.
So she goes back to kill her own mother because she's so filled with rage, and because she realizes that her mother is capable of that same toxic kind of love that their father is capable of. But I want to say she goes to her mother with a big rock to kill her, and before she brings the rock down, it cuts to black, and it's implied that she wants to end the cycle of violence.
Gotcha.
So I wish we would have gotten something similar to that, because
her mom was dying anyway.
Right. But still, my thing is, like, as close as they were,
but they weren't, because the movie opens up with them working in an office, and they randomly get a letter, and the letter's addressed to Racine because Anaya's the quote emotional one and wouldn't be able to handle it.
No, I mean, like, Racine and Anaya, like, being as close as they were. I would I would have thought Anaya would have gone out. That's what I was looking. Right, that's what I was looking for.
And yeah, they did push that. Eventually, you kind of get the idea that maybe at some point along this movie, Anaya is going to snap and do something, you know, willingly do something, because the one person she does kill is pretty much in self-defense.
Right.
You know, because she doesn't even like the match.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they do pass the sock back and forth, and they have a step show on Dad, but
they have a Civil War moment.
Yeah.
No. This was a step show. They legit they were stomping a mud hole in Sterling K. Brown.
I'm just thinking the passing the rock back and forth the same way Bucky and Cap were passing the shield.
Yeah.
Now, Kyle, since you've seen the play, was Anaya pregnant in the play, or was that completely added for the movie? Or do you remember?
I'm trying to remember, because I visually, because like like I said, visually from a visual standpoint, one of the actresses that actually plays Anaya is more of a is a lot bigger,
Okay.
physically more imposing than the other sister. I mean, kind of like the movie was. I don't know if I forget if it's implied she's pregnant or not.
Okay.
But I think that's part of her character is because I don't think she is because it's like I think the part of her character is she's shy. She doesn't get a lot of physical attention from other people, which
Right.
adds to her shyness.
Right.
You know? So yeah.
Yeah. One of the other things that I loved about this movie, and this is just the chaotic person that I am, I loved all the collateral damage
Yes.
along the way to getting to their dad. Because there are so they didn't need to kill Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
No, they didn't
Okay,
need
if we out in the middle of nowhere and you bold enough to hawk Tui on my face,
yeah,
you were not walking away from that spot.
So okay. In that regard, you're absolutely right.
However, the only difference is they took too long playing around with retaliation, and mine would have been swift and immediate because the moment Slobber hit me, you're going to lose the ability to talk.
See, I question whether or not they needed to have tried to stop her from leaving.
That's a good point.
So I would say Janelle Monáe was probably aside from their mother, and granted, I get it, the toxic love thing comes from her as well, because she's the one that sent them on this mission.
Yeah.
Janelle Monáe's character, like, wow, really, Sam? That's where we're going. Janelle Monáe realized, like, I think she had her snap moment because you could see that she was really like fidgeting to what she's used to, because even though she was leaving, because she was leaving to leave, like she was getting out now, like this was her opportunity.
Right.
She's gone for a while, but she was still stuck in the mode of, if I don't do this, he's going to be upset with me.
Right.
But she had made the decision to, I'm getting the F out of here because I can't be around these boys and I can't be around him anymore. So did they need to? No, but they don't know that. Because again, she's telling the truth. I don't know who y'all are.
Right.
Like, he never even mentioned y'all. Not even like nothing from his former life that I even know about. I knew that he had some problems in his past and da. But it ain't had nothing to do with a previous wife and kids.
But also some of that, I don't really want to put this on Janelle Monáe's character, because in my mind, if I'm trying to go somewhere and you just sitting there, I'm not saying I'm going to run you over, but I'm going to go around it.
She could have easily, you're right. She could have easily drove around him, because it's not like, okay, yes, you have a dirt road in and out, but the grass wasn't so deep that you couldn't drive over it.
Yeah.
Right. And you in an SUV. Right.
You're in an SUV. I'm not saying you run them over, but you can maneuver and get away. So part of that's why I'm reluctant to say part of her death was her own fault, but it kind of was.
Yeah, because considering like how desperate she was to get out.
Yeah,
like self-preservation should have kicked in at some point.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna let these two girls sitting in my way stop me from my ultimate plan and freedom. Nah, I'm just go around. Or like you said, I'm just run them over.
And again, no, because if you run them over, now you've got blood and guts and shit on the front of your SUV, and somebody is going to see it somewhere, and that's going to start some other foolishness.
Again, and that goes to her, because again, we see her wanting to leave, but she's still not fully invested, because if she was fully invested in leaving, the common sense thing would be move, honk the horn. All right, y'all ain't moving. Let me just drive around and go. She wasn't fully committed to leaving.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Because here's the thing: if she was,
or potentially, if her mental state was so fragmented,
and that's what I'm getting to. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, her mental state at the time is fractured, because it's not like, okay, she has a break, but not a breakthrough, right? So she's basically in the middle of a break, because she's like, okay, I'm not going to carry these bags to the car. Get your asses out here. All right, mama, what's going on? Put my bags in the car. Okay, where you going? Away for a while. I'll. It doesn't even say I'll be back. Just now, go back in the house. Like literally called them to put the bags in the car and then go back in the house and leave
then
me
the older
alone.
one is like, well, what are we gonna do for dinner?
And doesn't answer.
Right.
Right? Because they've never had to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
But any kid with half a brain would realize, wait, she didn't answer what was for dinner. Something's wrong. Let me press harder. But
Well,
he's got.
again, those kids know what's been going on in that house.
I
don't think they care.
My mom has pretty much been the lapdog.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so like I said, she had a break, but not a breakthrough. So
Right.
she's teetering between going and staying going. Because again, when we see her, she is still tidying up the house amongst other things. Because her bathroom situation, woo! If that didn't break her before, I don't know why it took just now.
Yeah.
He said, "Nah, just the tires."
Just the tires.
for running them over with the blood and guts.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so yeah, again, could she have gotten away? Yes. Did she want to? Not completely.
Right.
Because again, there was an obstacle in her way, and instead of finding a way around or through said obstacle, she yielded to that obstacle.
Yeah. But no, but I'm definitely with you. The minute she spit in her face, she sealed her own fate.
Yeah.
Because I saw that happen. I was like, ooh, you got to die. Because
Yeah.
like you probably would have lived if you would smack the taste out of her mouth. Maybe. Because it'd been like, wait, what? You hit me, ho? Like what? We throwing blows back and forth or whatever. But nah, you hawk tweed. You pretty much said, I want to go to the Heavenly Father right now. Like that's a non-starter. Like you can get away with a lot of things without a violent response. Spitting is not one of them.
Yeah.
Spitting is just not like, I just have to do they spit on me, Your Honor. Do I have remorse about it? I regret that they spit on me. Because they ain't here no more. And they had to go because that was basically asking to say, take me to my maker.
Yeah.
So yeah.
To me, the fact that we've got twins killing their other twins,
right?
Yeah.
Like
killed their male counterparts, basically.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about that though is it's like, so I kind of had to suspend reality to an extent, because it's like after suspend disbelief, because like after she killed the first twin, how many people were there? Like my fiance brought up a good point. She was like, no, and nobody called the cops when they were leaving.
Well, so no, but that is so here's and this is what I found interesting about that. This house is in the middle of nowhere. Right. So there's that. And then that response is very much a hood response, if you think about it.
That's true.
That's typically what happens in the hood. Like, oh snap, let's get the hell out of here, because I don't want any parts of police involvement whatsoever. It really is like we getting the F up out of here. Like
I don't know if I agree with that,
it's
James.
like at the block party and a gun goes off, everybody scatters.
But James, if you at a party and one of your boys gets taken out the same way this twin got taken out,
okay,
there's no gun. Are you running or are you going after the person that just took your boy out?
Okay, am I my age now or am I their age?
Their age.
Okay, if I'm their age, I'm booking the hell up out of it because I want no parts of this.
Oh no! See, if you just killed one of my boys, and there's no gun, like you.
But again, are they his boys? Because again, he called them over as like strippers. So remember, these are young men, probably in their early 20s. So are they his boys? Are they truly his boys? Like, are they ride or die like his boys? Or they just folk he know that he just kicking with?
We don't know.
Right. And there you go. And there you go. So there's that element. I mean, we assume, but think of the dynamic of in your 20s. Yeah, they catch you hang out with, but are they your boys? Like truly your boys?
That's a good point.
You've been on a college campus, sir. You can answer this question freely. There are lots of cats I hung out with in college that were not my boys.
I'm thinking about how I was in my 20s. And in my 20s, I wasn't going to nobody's house that wasn't my boy. Right. That's just me.
Now, here's the thing. Here's how I would end up at those parties. My boys knew somebody at those parties and knew the person hosting the party. And that's how I would end up at that party.
I don't know that I ended up at anything like that. Like, I needed to know the people hosting.
Fair enough. Yes. Now I need to know the people hosting. But yeah, and that's the difference. So you are a different cat. We've established this since day one of knowing each other. You is just different, and you know this. Let's swing around to MK2 Mortal Kombat.
I have not seen that yet.
Oh my gosh, dude! We interviewed 3 of the people who were in the game.
I know, and you
still haven't.
You know what I was dealing with.
I know what you was dealing with. I know what you was dealing with.
So I didn't get a chance to go see it.
Oh, man. I will try to limit spoilers.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to watch it. So go ahead.
So again, look. I know I'm in the minority of having loved the first film, not just like I loved the first movie, because I rewatched it again before I went to see MK2. I know the complaint was about the main character Cole because he's not in the game. My pushback to people who say that is, you love the Resident Evil franchise. Alice is not in the games. Suck it up and deal with it.
For me,
he literally had plot armor.
It's practically the same thing. And yes,
it wasn't that he's not in the game. To me, he was just kind of boring.
And that's not his fault. Poor writing for his character. Because again, I like the setup of the first film because it's not the tournament. We are preparing for the tournament. That's why I love the first movie, right? And I like creating an original character who's a descendant of Scorpion. Now, I would have preferred that he had more Scorpion-like powers when he got them, but fine, you're trying to do something with an original character.
Yeah.
For all the people who rage hated the first film for their own reasons, I won't. All of them are not stupid. Some are justifiable reasons to not like the first film. I get it. It's not a perfect thing. Is his power beating Rocky?
Right. Wow. He's not wrong.
He's not.
Sam, how you doing this to me?
He gets
Sam is not wrong.
Would you say
okay? He's not wrong, but they do. Let's put it this way: to make everybody happen, you can assume what happens to him in the second movie, because he does catch a fade.
Oh, he catches a big fade.
He catches a big fade in the second film. But the second movie, I think it was probably everything that the general populace wanted from the first movie. And I don't see it as course correction because, again, and you have said this in many of our chat mouths about Carl Urban being too old to be in this franchise playing Johnny Cage. But I'm gonna tell you something, it works.
Really?
I told look, all the things I told y'all about how he's playing this character, I was dead accurate about how he was playing this character when I saw it. I was like, this is everything I told him about Carl Urban playing this version of Johnny Cage. Because remember, and they told us this, they were playing it. The original Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat series was basically a riff of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Jean-Claude has not aged gracefully, if you will. I mean, the last major thing I saw him in was one of the Expendables movies. I know he's done other things since then, like French-speaking films where he's a martial artist in them. But he is not aged. Let's put it this way. If you're doing old, washed-up Johnny Cage, Carl Urban was not a bad choice.
Fair.
You know? Were there better options? I don't know, but I kind of like the way it's the way Carl Urban dug into this role because he has no martial arts training whatsoever. And yet he pulled this off like, it works. It truly works.
All I gotta say is Glenn Powell was right there.
Nah, Glenn Powell's too young.
Oh, what? No.
Glenn Powell's too young.
Glenn Powell would have been perfect.
Glenn Powell's too young. Glenn Powell would have been perfect as a still young Johnny Cage being summoned for the tournament. But again, this is washed up 90s movie has been Johnny Cage, which is what they were going for. So you need someone older.
And Glenn Powell was too young. Now that I'm seeing who that is. Yeah, he's too young.
He's too young.
He's too young.
I get where you're going. Trust me.
What about Casper Van Dien? Because I thought he would have been a better Johnny Cage than Carl Urban.
Man, Casper Van Dien's career has not rebounded from the Starship Troopers straight to DVD franchise.
Which makes sense for this movie though, because it's like he's a washed up actor in real life.
But again, how many people know Casper Van Dien off the top of their dome as opposed to Carl Urban because of everything he's been in recently?
That's true.
Carl Urban is still right there. I mean, he's right there. It's not like he disappeared for a while. He is still, I won't say at the top of his game, but he's still in notable IP that's out there. Like people have seen and know of. Like Star Trek wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we got The Boys that just ended.
Right. The Boys just ended.
People know who he is.
People know who Carl Urban is, man.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Casper Van Dien is like, I think Casper's down here somewhere. That's Casper Van Dien. Carl Urban is like, we can right here. He's right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, trust me. I hear what you're saying, but no, Carl Urban was perfect as Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Perfect.
He's pretty good.
I like how they told the movie because spoilers if you haven't played a Mortal Kombat game in forever. Liu Kang is not the chosen one. That switches up. And you know, I know a lot of people who've played the more like the recent games, MK1, 11, 10, and 9 being the last 4-ish games or whatever. People who played those know the story because again, at some point in the franchise, Liu Kang dies and doesn't come back.
So is Kung Lao now the chosen one?
Kung Lao dies and doesn't come back. Like the storyline of the video games along the way, they kill some of those original characters and don't bring them back. Huh?
Who's the new chosen one then? I hadn't played in a long time either.
I don't know who the chosen one is in the franchise, but for the movie, it's Katana.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Katana's the chosen one.
Okay.
Liu Kang becomes a fire god.
Yeah.
Nice.
And doesn't he alters history to a pretty big extent?
Well, in the gaming franchise, yes, that's what MK1 is. Him basically rewriting history to try to stop Outworld from encroaching upon, but it's Outworld, and Shao Kahn and the boys always cheat. Because remember, everything after part 1, as far as the games go, from part 1 up until maybe like 5 or 6, whenever Liu Kang dies permanently. Like all of those sequels is basically Outworld cheating.
Yeah. See,
because the story at the end of the first game is like, there have been 9 Mortal Kombats. If Outworld wins the 10th one, they get to take over Earth. Liu Kang wins Mortal Kombat at the end of the first game, staves off the invasion, and now they got to restart and win 10 more in a row. Right. So part 2 is because Outworld finds a loophole and is like, but Liu Kang didn't win because the champion of Outworld wasn't Shang Tsung, it's Shao Kahn. So now you got to be Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
So again, twisting and bending of the rules, aka cheating.
Yeah.
And I forgot what
we actually got to meet.
So we did meet the actor who does play Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 2 and the actors who play Raiden, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, and Mortal Kombat's 1 and 2 because they're brothers. And the one who plays Raiden, who's actually lead developer, he programmed the game for 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a great interview to pick their brains about it. And 2 of them had seen the movie and 1 hadn't. So, but yeah, they love where the franchise is going. I like where the franchise is going. I'm eager to see what they do with MK3.
I was about to say that this one
Shaolin monks
with their
no, we don't need Shaolin monks.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Yes,
no, we don't.
Yes.
No, we don't. Look.
Wait, why don't you like Shaolin monks?
You want Shaolin monks? You go in your closet, you dust off that old video game, and you slap it in whatever system it goes to.
I loved it.
Why can't we get Why can't we get Shaolin monks on the big screen, James?
Right.
You got Shaolin monks in the first game. In the first movie, if you think about it.
I want to see Bo Rai Cho.
Wait, you mean the original first movie?
No. The first movie of this series.
It's not good
Mortal
enough.
Kombat.
It's not good enough.
Yeah, when they were training, because remember, Liu Kang and Shao Kahn Shao Kahn. Not Shao Kahn, Kung Lao. Liu Kang and Kung Lao are training our fighters. They're training them.
Yeah.
So you got your Shaolin monks. They were basically the original students of Raiden.
It's not enough.
But the way the second movie
I'm
ends,
sorry, deal with it.
The way the second movie ends, though, it sets it up perfect because it's so poetic.
You're not getting Shaolin monks.
But does the second movie end leaving room for a third?
Yes. Yes, it does. Because they're going to get everyone who in this one.
Oh.
Yeah. So new people who make an appearance in this film are Quan Chi, Baraka,
Jade.
Who else am I blanking? Huh?
Jade
shows up. Yeah. Jade is key in this. Of course, Shao Kahn, Katana,
Sindel.
Sindel was nuts.
No.
Noob Saibot and Smoke.
Wait, Noob Saibot really shows up?
Yes. Yeah. Noob Saibot and Smoke. Because Noob Saibot is a shadow of Smoke.
Okay, yeah. I definitely have to go see this now.
My only thing is, I wish, man, this is my only gripe. The actor that plays Sub-Zero / Noob Saibot, he doesn't have any shoulders. Y'all could have given that man some kind of shoulder pad.
He's a slender older man. But I hear what you're saying. But he is a slender older gentleman. Because he is kind of up there in age. That's not a young dude playing him. I know the actor is, because he's the same as the roughly the same age as the actor who plays Scorpion. Yeah, they're close in age, and those ain't young cats. Like they have been in things that you have seen years ago.
Especially the dude who plays Scorpion, because every time he's in a movie where he plays a samurai or something to that effect, he's so good in it.
Yeah, Shogun.
So good in it. Yeah. Shogun, Wolverine, the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Bullet Train in the last
He was in Bullet Train. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves movie. John Wick,
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is a badass.
Yeah.
He is a badass. But yeah, who wants to go next about something else they've seen? Or do y'all just want to get into the boys finale from last week right now?
Y'all can go ahead. I was gonna say you can go ahead and spoil it. I haven't seen it. I read the comic. You can go ahead and spoil it how the show does it. But yeah.
The short version, Homelander dies.
Yes. The thing that cracks me up, or I shouldn't say cracks me up, but I am thoroughly surprised at all of the people that I've been seeing online talking about you didn't have to kill Homelander.
Yeah, you
and
did.
That he was redeemable.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He's no more redeemable in my eyes than Darth Vader is.
You know why they say that, Mouse? They say that because that's their uncle, or that's their dad,
right?
Or that's
what they
their
look
brother.
up to.
Yeah,
or that's them, So if he's not redeemable, they're not redeemable either.
I'm okay with that.
I would say the only moment that Homelander was even remotely redeemable was somewhere during season 1. I don't know where, but whatever the last chance for redeeming him was somewhere in season 1. And after that, after what you found out that he did, because again, we assume he killed Butcher's wife because that's what Butcher believes.
Right.
And then we find out what truly happens is like, oh, yeah, I can't wait for this motherfucker to die. It's kind of like Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Like, when does he die?
Right.
We are waiting for his turn. The only difference is we had to wait 5 seasons to get to Homelander dying, and in Game of Thrones, we only had to wait 3 seasons for Joffrey dying.
For me, what did it was when he pushed his own kid off the roof.
Because he assumed, and it took time for them to kick in, that his kid had powers.
But for me, the point that the moment you're just pushing again, if Omni-Man
basically did the same thing.
No. But Omni-Man was willing to wait for his son's powers to kick in.
Was he though? Because if you go back and look at those first couple of episodes, he's got the little Arthur fist going like, why the fuck is he so weak?
Fair, but he doesn't do anything to Mark until his powers kick in. So if Omni-Man can wait for Mark's powers to kick in, Homelander could have waited too.
Yeah, but we always knew that. But Homelander from day one was an petulant, overgrown man-child who refused to grow up.
Absolutely.
He killed his own mom and dad.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past them to do that with his son.
Fair. That's fair. Fair point.
But no, the final season does wrap things up quite nicely. Because there's some people, again, people you think deserve the worst ending possible, literally got it.
Yeah.
And I'm a spoil this much for you too. The voice of Samuel L. Jackson shows up in multiple episodes in this final season. I'm not going to say how or where, but you will know it when you hear it because that motherfucker is unmistakable.
Oh, wow. So because I checked out on The Boys a while ago. Do they kill
No. Sister Sage?
Sister Sage, yeah. Thank you.
She does lose her powers.
Does anybody keep their powers?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that I would say I saw that Sister Sage lose her powers. Doesn't she she goes to like Orlando or something like that?
When she loses her power, she's like, I'm going to Disneyland, World, whatever. I'm going to live my best life and see what it's like to not know everything.
Her powers were basically just she was the smartest person in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was driving her crazy, though, because her brain wouldn't stop. Because remember, her plan that we find out, and again, spoilers, you should have watched Gen V Season 2. Part of her plan is pretty much like when so she had a plan A that's in Gen V. I can't remember it completely, but her plan B is hoping that the boys develop the virus to kill all soups, but Soldier Boy throws a monkey wrench in that because anybody on version 1 Gen V is immune to the virus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So everybody who was in the 7 from Soldier Boy's day, they're immortal, and whatever this virus is that attacks the Gen V in modern soups does not kill them.
Wait, immortal or just immune?
Immortal.
Oh.
Cannot die. That's why, spoiler for those who haven't seen, there is a spinoff series coming called Vault Rising.
Which I'm gonna be honest, I really don't want to see it. Because
it looks like it's Soldier Boy's crew from when they were the 7. Yeah. It looks like it's something. It looks like a prequel series, honestly. Okay. So I'm not 100% interested. When it does come out, I may passively have it as background noise, but I won't be invested.
Right, because it's like number one, we already know what happens to a good majority of these people.
Mm-hmm. We see the flashbacks all throughout the series.
Right. And then just looking at the trailer, there is, I don't know if he's a soup or not, but there's a black man who is essentially indestructible. Is that who that is? Noir?
That's the original Noir, yeah.
Okay. All right.
But and I believe it's the same actor from the first flashback that showed him, because he actually does take his thing off, because Stan Edgar, they show, I forgot the actor they played, the younger Stan Edgar, but he's talking to Black Noir because basically he's the only black person there.
Yeah.
They don't know it, but they're all making these racist jokes at his expense without knowing that he's a black man. And he's like ready to snap and quit. And the younger version of Stan Edgar is like, I get it. I understand. Deal with it. Suck it up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because again, it's during like World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm still cracking up at the fact that they named him Black.
Black.
Noir is black.
Is Black really? That
if you segue into a sci-fi show, I will reach through the screen and punch you, sir.
Really, James? Would I do that?
Yes, you would. And you know you would. Something else that did come out recently this month is I Love Boosters. Wonderful film with Keke Palmer, Demi Moore, Lakeith Stanfield, Boots Riley, written, produced, directed. If you have not seen Sorry to Bother You, it is pretty much the same styling, storytelling as that film, and I highly suggest you watch both of these movies, because Sorry to Bother You was at least 5 years ago, and I don't know what your problem is that you haven't seen it yet, but yeah, this is right there in the same vein as far as storytelling, stylistically, imagery, meta commentary on the state of world affairs at this moment. It is awesome. The cast is wonderful. Shout out to Alan Z, who does our outro. He's in the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yes, he is in the movie. In the movie, like he has a significant role in the film. So it is a wonderful film. The short version, because again, this is a film that recently came out. I don't want to spoil too much, but Keke Palmer plays a character. Her and her friends are basically boosting clothes, only to discover boosting clothes from Demi Moore's designs, only to find out that she entered a contest, supposedly lost, but Demi Moore is about to use her design to launch a new line of clothing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Demi Moore steals her design because the reason I don't want to say how she finds out. She does find out. It is painfully obvious, but yeah, I don't want to spoil too much. But that is the core of the film. It does get into things as far as multiple people having issues with the same corporate entity, but attacking it from different avenues, and how they should actually unite to do so, as opposed to just our fight against this evil overlord is more important than your fight against the same evil overlord. Like, if we just come together and take down the evil overlord, it will be better than us trying to fight on multiple fronts.
I thought that was her.
You thought who was her?
I'm looking at the IMDb page, and I'm looking at in the movie, I don't know if she pronounces it as Sade or as Sade, but she's in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
She's the chick that is allegedly Count Lando's daughter.
Oh yeah, the poor sensitive kid that Finn bonds with, because they have the same story of being orphans and being conscripted by the Empire.
You're sensitive?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't remember that, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Go back and look at it where her and Finn have a conversation.
Okay. But no, I'm sitting here looking at it because I was like, I want to see this movie, and I'm just looking at the cast, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that face. But okay.
Yep. It is a wonderful, wonderful movie. I highly recommend go seeing it. Again, I don't want to spoil too much because it is a recent release. It's only been out, I think, 2 weeks now. So,
wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Cara Young is in it too?
And Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
And Don Cheadle's character is hilarious. Let's put it this way. If you don't recognize Don Cheadle immediately when you see him in this movie, something's wrong with your eyesight.
Well, no. I just love the fact that I just see her in Is God Is. Now I get to see her in I Love Boosters.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
And just and a quick scroll down her IMDb page as I'm looking at stuff. This chick has been working. She's got stuff that's been coming out every year for like the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to see this one because I remember the trailer for it, and I was like, I got to go see this.
All right, who else has got something they want to chat up about? Anybody?
I think I'm all tapped out for the most part.
You all tapped out?
The only thing I'll say, because I haven't finished it yet, I'm a few episodes behind, is if you like Godzilla, go watch Monarch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely watch Monarch. Like I said,
I was wondering where you were on Monarch.
Yeah, I'm a few episodes behind just because life. But yeah, Monarch is good.
Cool. I will say that instead of going to sleep last night because I was already 2 episodes in, I decided to finish binge watching Man on Fire. And I don't know who was behind the show. First of all, it threw me because it's only 7 episodes. And Yahya Abdul Mateen II. I can't say enough about this brother and his acting because we got Wonder Man earlier this year on Disney Plus, which I'm pretty sure somebody on this on this panel right now still needs to watch. What? I didn't say any names. I just said somebody on this panel still needs to watch Wonder Man. That's all. Why are you looking at me like that? What is all this? Why am I getting this hostile look from you?
That's not my hostile look.
I'm feeling hostilities.
I mean, that doesn't mean that that's not the true, but that's not my hostile look.
Anyway, this was a great show. Obviously, there's a plot twist in it that you can see coming a mile away because why not? It does follow some of the beats from Denzel's movie, but it's not the same story.
Okay.
So if you remember the Denzel's movie, he's hired to be a bodyguard for this important person in South America. I forgot which country, and basically, chaperone the little girl. The little girl gets kidnapped. He pretty much sets everything on fire between him and rescuing the girl. And the last thing he does before he is make sure the little girl gets to see her dad. So he does rescue the girl. In this, all I say is a building gets bombed and it pretty much triggers him right back into because he is a broken dude when we see him at the beginning for reasons that I will not spoil because the opening sequence is very important to set up the rest of the series. But yeah, for reasons of the opening sequence, he is a broken man and an old friend does kind of recruit him to come back into the fold because he needs his help with something. And a building blows up and he pretty much snaps right back in the fold. Like, all right, I might be a little bit rusty, but I know exactly what to do and what not to do. So let's do it and get the job done. So yeah, you want your action, espionage, thrill action series. Yeah, this hits all the beats and definitely worth a watch.
You mentioned the Denzel movie. If you haven't seen that movie in a while, what do you think about watching it before the series?
It's not necessary.
Okay.
Not necessary at all. Because, I mean, while he is playing the same character as Denzel in the movie, because we get 7 episodes as opposed to 2 hours roughly, we get to see obviously dude suffers from PTSD.
Yeah.
Right. But they play it up more in this than in Denzel's movies. Like, all right, cool. We know something happened. He's a broken former soldier, black ops, whatever, former operative. And he probably suffers from PTSD, but we don't see how that affects him throughout trying to rescue this girl who's been kidnapped.
Okay.
In this series, they lean into how his PTSD is still affecting him because he does not get any therapy whatsoever.
Got you.
So, but yeah. The only other thing that I have seen recently worth talking about, if you are familiar with the anime That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, there was a movie that came out earlier this month. The movie was phenomenal, but it should have been called Gopta Gets a Girlfriend. Because that's basically what happens in the movie. One of Rimuru, so Rimuru, I forgot his actual name from the human world, but when he gets reborn into or reincarnated into this fantasy world as a slime, literally a slime, that power creeps up to god tier abilities. He is named Rimuru because of a dragon that damn near everybody in the region is afraid of, except him because they're best friends. So the dragon gives him the name Rimuru, and he builds up this town from a village of goblins, incorporating orcs and wolves and bringing in people who've been banished from other towns that he's formed alliances with. And this is bustling society that the rest of the world is not scared of because it is a civilization of solely monsters. Or primarily monsters. They are going on a diplomatic mission in the movie to, I can't remember what the land is or whatever, but let's put it this way: the best fighter amongst all the goblins in the village is named Gopta, and he's a chill dude, laid back. He doesn't like doing any work until like it's time to train, and he tries to fake either winning or losing to get out of training.
Wait, did you say he tries to fake?
Oh yeah, he cheats to win, and he'll fake lose when he knows he hasn't lost to try to get out of yeah, because he just wants training. Because their sword master is one of the orcs, and it's Hakaru, who is a very old wise swordsman, and he knows every trick in the book, and he doesn't hold back when training them. He literally beats them to near death every time they train. And yes, they do get stronger from it, and they do learn lessons. But he realizes that when he knows that Gopta is lazy, he just needs focus. So Gopta falls in love with another character in the movie, and it's basically just them, either him falling for her. Well, he is falling for her. He basically does fall on her for the entire film. But they're also trying to navigate assassins that are trying to kill her because of something she knows and has. Yeah. It is a really good movie in the series. Probably the best of because I think this is the third movie for the animated series, and all the movies are one shots in that part of the main story.
If you haven't watched the anime, will the movie make sense?
No,
okay.
Because you need the background for at least the first 2 to 3 seasons of the anime.
Okay.
But nah, it's again, wonderful film. Like I said, I think it should have been called Gopta Gets a Girlfriend, because it's basically what the movie is. Rimuru does save the day at the end, but basically Gopta gets a girlfriend.
Every time you say Rimuru, I just think of Shishomaru.
Nah.
I know it's not the same, but it's just that's what pops into my head.
You might as well start thinking of Orochimaru as well while you at it. But nah, that is all I've got for what I've seen this month, half of which I've seen in the last 2 days.
Last 2 days? Almost as if you haven't been doing anything and just watching movies, James.
So again, Ranger Stop and Pop, DreamHack, MomoCon. I look, as I commented on Sam's post earlier about being tired and everything, because I am still to some extent still mentally exhausted from this weekend and everything. I take it upon myself for this time every year to take this entire week of Memorial Day off so I can fully recover. And
as I often say, we are not spring chickens anymore.
I know, but I do the same thing at Dragon Con and I started doing that at Dragon Con because inexplicably I would always catch con crud, and I'm like, why am I forcing myself to go back to work? I don't feel well. So on the off chance that I do catch con crud at Dragon Con, I have the whole week to recover and go back. Now, granted, thankfully, the last couple of years, I have not caught con crud.
I love the fact that nobody knows what con crud is, but everybody knows what con crud really is.
Con crud pretty much feels like the flu. Yeah. I will say that much, because one year it actually was the flu for me that I caught. Yeah, not fun at all.
Make sure it's not Legionnaire's disease either.
Well, people don't wash their hands.
I'm still kind of surprised that popped up that one year. I was like, really? Legionnaire's disease?
And wouldn't be surprised, considering, let's not go there, because this is a fun show.
Yep, you're absolutely
talking about the things that we've seen. So what are we looking forward to over the next couple of months? Because June 1st is Monday, and we know that things are dropping between June and July, from Spider-Man to Masters of the Universe to Supergirl. And all other kinds of things in between.
So I'm just looking at because I was looking at the list. So I was like, I knew June was going to be pretty big. So June, we've got Masters of the Universe. We've got that new Steven Spielberg sci-fi film, Disclosure Day.
Yes.
You got Supergirl. You've got House of the Dragon, June 21st, season 3.
Season 3.
You've got Avatar, the second season for the live action film. And then I don't know if you guys watched The Bear, but
I've heard of it.
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is.
So that
show's about a chef in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes. If you ever want to know what anxiety is like,
I've heard. Trust me, I have heard.
That show is like on 10, but I know they just released like a surprise spin-off show, kind of explaining one of the two of the characters' dynamics. And man, it really go like John Bernthal does a really good job of playing the character Mikey, and it really explains like why his character is the way he, or not why, but like kind of explains like what it means for someone to, or you kind of see what it means for someone to be like bipolar, suffer bipolar disorder or extreme depression, and it's really good. And the way it ends kind of sets up where season 5 may be headed. But yeah, that show is amazing. But no, June's got a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff to talk about. So yeah,
absolutely.
The other ones that I'm looking forward to, I don't think I heard you say Scary Movie 6 that's coming out. I'm looking forward to that one because the Wayans brothers have the franchise
back. Yes.
So this is my.
But again, to me, the movie fell off when the Wayans brothers sold it.
Yeah.
And now they've got the franchise back. So it's like, now I want to get back into it because I have a feeling we'll get some of that original humor and writing, but, modernized. So I'm looking forward to that.
And their sons are in the film as well.
Yes.
So my only thing about, because just watching the trailers, so we get the transgender jokes or the pronoun jokes. We get the transgender jokes. We get the racist Kim Wayans jokes, and I'm just like, okay, so it's sophomore humor, which is necessarily uncommon, but Marlon Wayans specifically could, and I don't know if he's gonna put this in the movie, but he made a terrible horror movie in him. that movie was terrible. I did not like that movie.
Nah. So back up. Him, I don't consider a horror movie.
No.
You don't?
I don't consider it a horror movie. I consider it a suspense thriller.
Right.
That may have some. Are there horror elements in it? Yes. What I just don't consider it a full-on horror movie.
No.
Right. It is. I do think suspense thriller is more adapt to what that film is.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, it is, again, you're talking about a meta commentary on a specific thing, and that is that the incoming athlete taking on the aging veteran. But it's a dark. Basically, I look at it, and again, not a perfect one-to-one, but as far as subject matter, him is basically the dark, twisted tale of Any Given Sunday.
Ooh, good call.
Right.
Yeah.
No, right.
Yeah.
But so my thing is, it's billed as a horror though. So my thing is from my standpoint,
and that's probably that is the studio trying to get an audience into it and not knowing what it actually is, because we know that the vast majority of everyone behind the scenes working on this, from writing, directing, and producing, is a person of color. And usually when we do films, the studios pretty much don't know what they are and will cut a trailer and it's like, this is not at all what you told me in the trailer.
I'll give you that it may be a little bit of body horror, but I don't think it's traditional horror at all.
So the point I'm trying to make is,
Mm-hmm.
so they are making fun of all of these either groups or I say specific groups, right?
Yes.
Do you think Marlon Wayans is going to make fun of himself for making this movie?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
You think so?
At some point, yeah. Will he make fun of himself from that movie in Scary Movie 6? Don't know. Would I put it past him? Absolutely not. Like,
I would hope he would.
I don't know what we're going to get out of Scary Movie 6. Again, with them, when they were on point, where both him and Sean were pretty much behind these films 100%, like any and everything was fair game. And they did it in a way that was not offensive. Yeah. Right? No, even with the sensitive things, it's kind of like, ooh, I can't believe they went there. But they do it in a very tactful way that's not, belittling or demeaning to that segment of the population that they're, cracking jokes about.
Yeah.
So they are good for doing. We'll see with this one. as far as if they've still maintained that. But I mean, it's not like we're gonna get the roast of Kevin Hart.
Right.
Did you actually watch that?
No, I didn't watch
saw
it.
the
I've heard about
highlights.
it. Trust
I
me,
saw the highlights.
there's enough going around on social media that I didn't have to watch it. I will say that as far as Scary Movie 6. The other thing that's, again, and we don't have an exact date for it, but the Reacher spinoff series Neely is set to drop this summer.
Okay.
Now, whether that means June, July, or August, no idea. It's just summer of this year, Amazon Prime is putting that series out. And I'm a still clown Amazon Prime for following Paramount's idiotic footsteps. You need to put the Voltron live action film in theaters.
Wait, so that's actually legit that it's not going to theaters? It's only going to be streaming?
It's only going to be on Amazon Prime. So again, you saw Paramount screw up with the Avatar film.
But I think that was because it got leaked.
No, they legit. So again, me saying them screwing up is backtracking on releasing it in theaters and then saying we're just going to put it on our streaming site. Then it got leaked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around.
It didn't get leaked and then they decided it was putting it on a streaming platform. No, they decided they were going to put it on a streaming platform and then it got leaked.
Gotcha.
So I'm still hoping that they backtrack themselves and say, you know what, we're going to put this in theaters, but it has an October release date, so I'm not holding my breath.
Gotcha.
Because I ain't getting Paramount Plus. And then we have Amazon Prime following the same idiotic footsteps of pulling back, because the live action Voltron film that I believe Henry Cavill has, pretty much bankrolled this movie.
Yep.
And, now you're saying this thing is not going to release in theaters, it's going straight to Amazon Prime. The hell? Thankfully, folks at Lucasfilms and Disney realized Mandalorian Grogu could look, and I've heard people say this could have been something they dropped on Disney Plus. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
I am glad because this was a damn good movie. I was happily, I was ecstatic, giddy, laughing at certain bits or whatever. But again, I find humor in almost everything.
Bad baby.
And I'm laughing at bits. I found myself laughing at things in this movie that I found funny. And again, it was pretty much a half-packed theater when I went and saw it. No one else in the theater was laughing, but it's like, y'all understand why I'm laughing type thing. So yeah. And go back to that real quick. The fact that they picked up with Rada the Hutt's kidnapping because of when this takes place. I don't know how familiar y'all are with Clone Wars. This is the second time Rada's been kidnapped.
Yep.
Because remember, the Clone Wars movie that starts the series that introduces Ahsoka Tano, her first mission, because remember, she was thrown at Anakin as punishment for disobeying orders on a mission in the Clone Wars. So his punishment is he gets a Padawan, Ahsoka Tano. Their first mission as a duo is to rescue Jabba's son, Rada the Hutt. That's the premise of the Clone Wars movie that starts the series. And towards the end of that series, spoilers, Rada gets kidnapped again, except this time they don't save him. Because his kidnapping was organized by his twins, his uncle twins. They organized his kidnapping.
I like how they picked that up in the movie.
Right. Because as soon as they open up, the twins, it was like Jabba the Hutt's heir has been has been missing for X number of years, and they finally found him. Like, wait, they went back to that?
Which again lets you know we're still in the Skywalker saga.
Whatever. But no, that's all I got right now.
I don't remember. Did we ever talk about One Spoon of Chocolate?
No, we did not. That is on my list. I'll probably see that tomorrow or Friday.
Okay, then we'll save it for next time then.
Yeah, that's the RZA movie, right?
Yeah.
I will definitely try to catch that either tomorrow or Friday.
Did you see it, Kyle?
I didn't. I want to say I think was though it's a RZA movie. Was Tarantino attached to it?
I think his production company is, but he didn't have any hands on with it.
Okay.
So yeah, because the poster looks like something he would have done, but as long as he's not, hands-on writing.
It's Quentin Tarantino presents a film by RZA.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. That's what, like, his production company is involved, but he's not involved.
Didn't Tarantino's company also produce his Man with the Iron Fist film?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
Did they?
I feel like they did.
No, that's I'm trying to think. Was it his? I know Ellie Roth was attached to that.
The Man with the Iron Fists is,
as far as writing credits.
Production.
No, it was Quentin Tarantino presents.
Okay, yeah.
The Man with the Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the second time that RZA's done a film with Tarantino's production company. So I mean, if his company's producing the film, cool. That means that he has no input on writing or directing. So good.
Yeah.
And again, to me, it's just like, I keep saying I need Tyler Perry to produce and not have any hands on.
Won't you have better chance of getting wine from banging your head into a brick wall?
Well, I mean, if we're talking Beast King Go Lion wine,
I mean, sure. Because how else would you get blood wine?
I'm just saying.
You're better off getting a good Tyler Perry wig than.
Damn.
Such a thing does not exist, sir. Stop playing.
It does not. It does not. It does not.
But yeah, so if you guys have time, please go see One Spoon of Chocolate. I thought it was great.
Okay.
But yeah, if we can talk about it next time, that'd be great. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll save it for next time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. We are slightly past the top of the hour, which is great because I can go to bed early. Until next month, good people, for Mouse and Kyle, I am James with Moana Nui Podcast presents What You Watching. We'll see y'all next month. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it cedar lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will.